So the shade I'm going to be using first for the inner corner. I'm good. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded on my channel. It's been probably like over 6 months, if not a little more. But it's been a rough 6 months. Not rough 6 months, but busy 6 months, more to say actually. It's just been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been wonderful. It's been just great. You know what I mean? I'm back in New York. I love New York. So you guys knew I had to come back. Am I possibly gonna go back to Florida? That's a possibility. Who knows? But I'm back in New York for now. And yeah, so I got to see the snow again. I'm so happy. Shasta, my husky, also got to see the snow and she loved it. She was eating the snow like if it was regular ice cubes because she likes ice cubes. So anyway, let's move on to the video. So in today's video, we're actually gonna be playing with makeup. And a lot of stuff that I got were actually either gifted or bought by my husband because he has to buy me everything I freaking want. But anyway, so I got some makeup. I went to Morphe, I got some stuff. Some stuff were, like I said, gifted to me. Some of them were purchased. So we're gonna play with makeup today and see what we can do. Let's keep on moving. And so yeah, we're gonna play with makeup. I don't know how many times I've said makeup, but makeup, because I'm excited about this freaking makeup. I got Jeffree Star. So I have the Blood Sugar, I have the Blue Blood Collection. I also got the Mini Controversy. I am waiting on the Controversy palette to actually arrive, which I'm so happy. And yeah, so let's dig in. First, let me fix myself. Let me put my freaking hair up in a ponytail because I really don't want to get my hair in the way. And also, I kind of want to take my watch off just because it's heavy and I don't want to get it on the way. In the way? I can't speak today, guys. But let's keep on moving. Okay, guys, so now that my hair is up in a bun, we can put on the makeup. So like I said, I went to Morphe and I actually got a foundation primer because I did not have one and it was a must obviously in my makeup stuff. So I went to get it and it's super good. I love the texture of it. It's so smooth and it's so good. And of course, always with my smart comments, let's twist the cap and let's apply it. You want to make sure you apply some of it on the neck just to make sure that you get the whole foundation everywhere. Like I said, you always want to make sure that you get a little bit on the ears, a little bit on the neck, because you know you don't want to look on your face one color and then on your neck is going to be like a completely different color. So let's not do that. And then of course for foundation, we're going to use my all-time favorite, which is the Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless in the shade 130 Buff Beige. And like I said on my first YouTube video with my husband, and if you have yet to watch that video, I'll put the link down below in the subscription box so you can go click on the URL and watch it. But like I said in the first video, of course I always like to put my foundation on my hand so that way it warms up a little bit and it's easier to apply. Let's begin. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. Like I said, once again, you want to make sure that you get a little bit on the ear because that bitch don't want to look discolored. And honestly, guys, I have eye primer, but I like putting in a little bit of the foundation on my eyelid. I don't know why, I just love doing it. It's like, I have to. Like, I cannot leave my eye with no foundation. Even though I know foundation may not go on your eyes, I'm not sure about it. But either way, who cares? Alright, so now, once that we're done with the foundation, I actually want to move forward to eyes. And the reason why is because I actually like to do my eyes first and then do the rest of the face later. So that way, if there's any excess stuff from the pigment or the eyeshadow, you could actually take it off. And I will show you guys how. Okay, so for primer, I'm actually going to be using the P Lowest Base and in shade 3. Alright, so just like how I did with the foundation, I'm going to be doing the same thing with the base, and I'm going to put it on my hand to warm it up a little bit so that way it's easier to apply on my eyelid. Alright, so the brush I'm going to be using to apply the base is going to be the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS10 brush. And let me tell you guys, these brushes are super well. They're synthetic, and of course the bristles are super smooth, and they are worth the price. Like, every penny you spend on these are worth everything. Like, I'm not just saying with any cosmetic brand, like Morphe typically, and any other brands, like, you have to make sure that you get for what you pay for. And then also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting the base right underneath the eyebrow so it gives it that shape.
We're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life. Still breathing.
Alright, so once we have our base on our eyes, then we are ready for the best part of the video, which is eyeshadow. So let's jump right in. Alright, so for the eyeshadow, we're going to be using the OGs of OGs, which is the Blood Sugar palette. Oh my god, you guys. This palette is freaking amazing. It does wonders. So let's jump right in. This is what it looks like, which is freaking amazing. I honestly love this palette. It is such a good mix of colors, and they're so pigmented. So nice to blend and just so great. So the shade that I'm going to be using first is going to be called Root Canal, and Root Canal is this beautiful purple, and honestly, it is so amazing.
Let us heal and grow. You won't be alone. We're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life. We're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on.
The brush I'm going to be using is still the JS10 because it is so good, so well for the inner corner of your eye. So I'm still using that one.
We rise up from the dust and clean our throat.
Now that I have applied Root Canal on the inner of my eye, I'm actually going to dip into the Blue Blood palette, and I'm going to dip into the shade called Deceased, which is this color right here, and I'm actually going to be using the Jeffree Star Morphe JS7 brush. And I'm actually going to be using this part right here, and I'm actually going to be using that to make the wing of the eye. And I will show you guys why. Alright, so once I have the product on the brush, I'm actually going to be making the line for the wing.
Think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for.
So once we have that line, we're actually going to be closing it up. And the way you want to do it, of course, you're actually just going to bring down. And what I'm actually going to be matching it with is I'm actually going to match it with the increase of my eye, which is this one right here.
All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
Okay, so once we have that wing right there, we're actually going to be moving forward to the next shades. Alright, and the next shade we're going to be using is actually on the blood sugar once again. I know I'm going from one palette to the other, but that's just the way I prefer to do it. You don't necessarily have to do it this way, of course, but this is just my way of doing it. Next shade I'm going to dip into is called Cherry Soda, and it's actually this red right here. It's such a pretty, bright red. Once we have the product on our brush, we're actually going to be dipping in right here, right between the purple. We don't want to go too far in and then too far out at the same time. It's going to be right in between the middle.
Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
Alright, so once we're applying the product on our eyelid, we're actually going to be bringing it up top a little bit to make sure that's blended up at the top. You guys, my hair keeps getting on the way and it's so annoying.
Clear my throat. When you feel it's hopeless.
Okay, so moving on to the next shade. The next shade that we're going to be using is called Blood Sugar. And of course, this is the original. Wow. And of course, the Blood Sugar name is actually the same as the palette itself. And the Blood Sugar shade is this one right here. And it's such a beautiful red. It is so sparkly, so metallic-y. Where I'm going to be applying that shade is actually gonna be where I applied Cherry Soda. And the reason for that is that was gonna be my idea anyway. But the reason why I applied Cherry Soda under it is so it gives it that bright color on top of the Cherry Soda. You guys will see what I mean. So of course, once we have Blood Sugar on the brush, we're going to be applying it actually, like I said, right where Cherry Soda was. So we're gonna start right here. And then we're gonna slowly blend it in with the other ones. And of course, you gotta get up top. And what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to bring it up a little bit more. And we're going to drag it out. And we're gonna meet it with the wing cat eye, as you guys know it by, right? Maybe 25% towards where almost that line finishes. But then, of course, instead of applying it everywhere else, we're going to give it that little bit of a dark tone to it, but not where I'm applying Blood Sugar. But as you guys can see, of course, there's a difference between when you put Blood Sugar on top of Cherry Soda and when you have Cherry Soda by itself. I mean, don't get me wrong, Blood Sugar by itself is still beautiful, but I just like how it looks when you apply Cherry Soda under it because it gives it that extra boost of color. You guys want to know something really funny, but not really funny? I kind of got the shade names mixed up. So I got mixed up the name Prick and Cherry Soda. So actually, instead of Cherry Soda being called Cherry Soda, it's actually not. It's actually called Prick. and I kind of messed it up. So it's not called Cherry Soda. Cherry Soda is actually the next shade we're going to be dipping into. But the shade that I actually first applied, the first red that I applied was Prick. Then from Prick it goes to Blood Sugar, and then Blood Sugar, like I said, of course, is going to be dipped right here, right where the purple and the red kind of meet together. But then of course Cherry Soda is going to be applied a little bit right here, like towards the end of it. And then we're going to use Fresh Meat towards really the end of it, where like basically the wing and the last part of your eyelid meets. Alright, so once again, once we have Cherry Soda on our brush, we're going to dip it right here, right next to Blood Sugar. Alright, so once we have applied Cherry Soda on our eyelid, we're actually going to be dipping into another shade, and that shade is called Fresh Meat. And Fresh Meat is actually a little bit of a darker, almost burgundy, but not really burgundy kind of color shade. But it's so pretty. You can still see like the pearlescent that it has, and it's just so pretty. Okay guys, so once we have Fresh Meat on our brush, we're going to be dipping it, and we're going to be dipping it, like I said, right towards the end of right here would be, which it's actually right, you see, almost towards where your eye ends, but then not really. You're kind of wanting to bring it in a little bit. Right there.
We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
Alright, so once we have applied Fresh Meat on our eye, we're actually going to be dipping into the Blue Blood palette. And we're going to be using the shade Deceased once again. And of course, we're gonna use our JS7 brush, which is this one right here. Alright, you guys, so once we have the product on our brush, which is of course the shade Deceased, we're going to be using it once again. And then we're going to be making that wing, because the first times that we did it actually was kind of an outline.
We will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until
And then of course, if you want to bring it out more, you can. That's what I'm going to be doing, because I like dramatic wings or cat eyes. But like I said, you guys, oh my god, you guys have no idea how glad I am to sit down and actually play with makeup and show you guys, because it's so freaking cool. Honestly, makeup, it's like an art. Like, your art is like a canvas. It's kind of sort of thing, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful. But anyways, let's keep on going. Once again, I have the shade, of course, Deceased on the brush, and the brush I'm using is the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS7 brush, and I'm using the sharp part. And of course, once again, like I said, we basically did the outline of the cat eye or wing. Now we're actually going to be doing it exactly how it's supposed to be doing. And like I said, I'm going to drag it a little bit more, just because I have yet to do my eyebrows, and I know my eyebrows are kind of short, so I'm gonna want to drag it out a little bit more.
to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
drag it down, and like I said, you want to make sure that it's almost at the end of where your highlight ends. And of course, you want to finish it down there at the beginning of your eye where your eyelash lid is.
To show what we're going for, this is what we know. Here we come, my tears, still breathing, standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on, even if we fall, we will rise.
Alright guys, so once we have actually outlined the part of the eye with the shade Disease, we're actually going to be continuing with another shade, and I'm actually going to be using another one of the blues, but this one is actually from this freaking thing, you guys. It's been a long freaking week. I hate this. The shade that we're going to be dipping into is actually from the new and latest collection, which is the Shea Dawson and Jeffree Star collection, the Controversy collection. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I actually am waiting on the Controversy palette to arrive because I went to Morphe and luckily they had the mini Controversy, so I was like, you know what, before they sell out, let me buy this, because I tried to get online and then they were sold out immediately. So even with the whole Black Friday thing, it was crazy at the Jeffree Star Cosmetics website, but everything was taken care of. But yeah, I got the mini Controversy and it was so it's like magic. But this is it. This is the mini Controversy, and of course it has 9 shades which I love, and one of them, which is honestly my I want to say my top 3 because there's 9. My top 3 would be My Apology, My Boyfriend's Purse, and The Simulation. Now the Simulation is kinda, but slightly, not slightly, it's actually a lot lighter than the shade Deceased. And the Simulation is this one right here actually. So you guys see the Simulation. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Both shades, the Simulation and Deceased, are absolutely 2 of my favorite blues I've used. Alright you guys, so once again we have another product and another shade, and this one is the Simulation, and it's so pretty. And once again we're using the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS7 brush. And what we're gonna do with this shade, we're actually going to be topping it off where we did the cat wing, but that's gonna give it more of a dramatic look, like I said before. But it's so beautiful.
That we're holding on, even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop.
Now what you guys are going to start doing is actually you guys can fill in the cat eye, because there's no other color that's going to be going on there no more. This is actually the last shade that we should be using, and the last shade we're going to be using actually for the cat wing. Cat wing, cat eye, and wing. Haha! So instead of using the same brush, I'm actually going to be using almost something like it, but a slightly thicker, that's gonna give me more of the product on the brush, and that's the e.l.f. Smooth Angle Brush, which is this one right here, and it is just literally so fantastic. It's drugstore and so affordable, you can find it everywhere, literally CVS, Rite Aid, Walmart. Such a great brush. And I actually got the set, which I forgot what it's called, but it came in a black box, and I actually purchased it from Walmart. It's no more than $10, and there are, actually no, I believe the set, it was around $15-20. I could be wrong, I'm not sure, but it is so affordable, and they're so fantastic. They're vegan and cruelty free on top of that, let alone that they're products that they I've used before actually, because I use a daily moisturizer for my face and a night cream. Amazing. So now we're going to be using the same shade from the mini Controversy palette, and it's called the Simulation, but this time we're going to be using a slightly different brush which is from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it's called the small angled brush, and it is the same thing, it's just slightly thicker, but it's gonna give you more product, and it's just gonna apply way better.
Why we are on this track, oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back.
And you guys are gonna want to make sure that you guys are packing it down. And you guys want to make sure that, of course, you guys also don't want to get out of that line, because if not, then you're gonna have to somehow make sure it's not fucked up. But yeah, let's keep on doing this. But anyway, how are you guys? Once again, I've literally been doing so freaking wonderful. Me and my husband are working. We're just amazing. Like, we're doing good, you know? Like, I'm not saying, shit, I'm perfect, but we're doing good. We're surviving. You know what I mean? Alright, you guys, so once we're done with that one, we're actually going to be going back to the Morphe X Jeffree Star Collection brush JS7, and that's because we're actually going to be doing, and nothing's working for me today. But the reason being, why we're using this brush again is because of the factor that we're going to be going and using it to make sure we drag it from here all the way towards the beginning of your eye. Towards the beginning of the eye. So let's do this.
We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
I keep having to look back at my monitor because I'm using the mirror from the e.l.f. Cosmetics bronzer palette that I'm actually going to be using too. So, yeah. Sorry for if I keep doing this, but I can't. I have to keep looking at the monitor, you know? That's hard.
Have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back.
Alright, you guys, so once we have done the cat eye, basically, now what we have to do is actually, we got to do the eyebrows. So now let me do my eyebrow and then I'll be right back. Alright, so the product I'm going to be using for eyebrows is actually by L'Oreal Paris, and it's called the Brow Stylist Definer. And this is what it looks like, as you guys can probably see maybe from right there on that angle. But I like this because of course it has a thing to brush your eyebrows, and then of course it has your creamy texture to do your eyebrows, which is so amazing. And once again, you can find this probably at Walmart. Not probably, you'll actually find this at Walmart, Rite Aid, CVS. Or it's a drugstore brand, so there is no possibility for you not to find it, you know what I mean? Unless they run out. Alright, so I'm gonna do my eyebrow real quick. And now that the eyebrow is all complete and fixed up, we're actually going to do the last part of the eye, and that is, we're gonna do the bottom part, of course. We cannot do the top without the bottom. Alright, so we are going to actually grab the e.l.f. angled brush once again, because this brush is actually going to help us with what we're going to do right now, which is the bottom right here. And it's such a good thing that it's a thin brush, but not super thick to the point where it's gonna get under your eyes and everything. So we're just gonna go this way, we're gonna take it from here and then over here, but the way we're gonna do is actually, we're gonna do the all blue, so that way it pops, and you're gonna kind of connect it right here, but you're gonna have to angle it a little bit more. to where it looks snatched.
We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
Alright, so now that we have completed the whole wing with the inner corner and everything, we're actually gonna move to the next step. Alright, the next thing I'm actually going to be using as well for the under the eyebrow is gonna be a highlight. And for highlight, I'm going to be using the 24 karat Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette. I'm gonna dip into King Cut and Sarcophagus, which are right next to each other. This is King Cut, as you guys can see, which is really pretty. And then this is, of course, Sarcophagus. I'm gonna mix in both of them so that way it can come in between the colors and it gives it that almost kind of color that I have underneath my eyebrow, because it's a little bit different than the rest of my face. Alright, and then we're good. Alright, so once again, I'm using the same brush, which is the angled brush from e.l.f. And then I'm gonna dip it right in. You guys see that? It is so freaking beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Oh my god, just the way it looks so wet, like a wet powder, but it's really buttery and it's really nice and smooth. It's so easy to apply, and as you guys can see, the pigmentation, girl, pays off. You guys can see I also did it around the edges of the eyebrow because I want to give it that wow factor. So I'm just going to blend it into my skin real quick with the same brush. So that way it doesn't look like, you know, just there. You kind of want to blend it out a little bit. It's still going to give you that wow factor, but it's not going to be just sitting there. It's going to be blended in. And then once that's blended into my skin and the foundation, it looks amazing. Oh my god, I love it.
All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
Alright, you guys, so once, of course, lashes, foundation, and everything else is done, this is what the final look is gonna look like, and I absolutely freaking love it. I love the lashes. I actually got these lashes from Kiss, and they're so freaking nice. And what I did, as you guys can see, I actually grabbed one of my favorite Velour liquid lipsticks, which is Titanic, and then I grabbed Blood Sugar and I actually applied it into my lips, which it gives me kinda Harley Quinn looks, if you know what I mean. Cause girl, if looks could kill, Harley Quinn surely knows how to give one. You guys know what to do. One, of course, is subscribe, like, and share. Two is, if you're not following me on any of my social media, you guys know that you guys have to make sure that you follow me, and that is at BrandonRF.ck. Of course, that's Instagram and Snapchat only. So, and then yeah, just make sure you ring the bell so whenever I post, you get the notification. Bye, guys.